Imagine coming home after a long day and pausing on the threshold as a subtle scent lingers in the air, almost as if an unseen shield envelopes your living space. This might sound like a scene from a mystical tale, yet many people experience something similar without fully realizing its connection to a time-honored practice, the proper use of holy water. Have you ever wondered why certain households exude a calm, almost radiant atmosphere, as though warding off negativity before it can even take hold? Surprisingly, the answer could be much simpler than you think. It lies in understanding how to harness this spiritual tool effectively. Indeed, experts note that most believers keep bottles of holy water tucked away, never tapping into its full potential. The intriguing question is this: if holy water can bring about a sense of serenity and uplift the spiritual environment of one's home, why do so many people neglect its use altogether? The immediate answer reveals itself when we consider centuries of Christian tradition. Holy water is meant to serve as a tangible link between the material and the sacred. Unfortunately, a significant number of faithful individuals treat it like a passive token, pulling it out only on solemn feast days or in moments of dire need. By doing so, they miss out on the continued blessings that come from consistent use. Although it is not a magical potion that solves every problem, the synergy of faith, ritual, and tradition has been credited with remarkable outcomes, ranging from improved emotional well-being to a palpable sense of peace within the household. What you're about to discover goes beyond folklore or hearsay. Some parishes have reported a rise in the number of parishioners requesting holy water, yet many of those same individuals admit they rarely remember to use it. Anecdotal evidence suggests that approximately 65% of Catholics acquire holy water during special liturgical events, but as few as 30% integrate it into their daily routines. This data highlights a critical gap between possessing a spiritual resource and actively benefiting from it. Meanwhile, personal testimonies abound. Families claim fewer disagreements, more restful sleep, and an overall lighter energy when they bless their doorways or bedrooms regularly. It's as if a soft glow illuminates corners that once felt heavy or tense. Padre Pio, a renowned figure recognized for his extraordinary devotion and alleged mystical gifts, often reminded his followers that holy water should not be relegated to the background. He pointed out that faith must be exercised in tangible acts. Blessing oneself upon rising or sprinkling holy water in areas prone to strife not only nurtures personal belief but also establishes a kind of spiritual perimeter. According to many who follow this counsel, the atmosphere in their homes shifts noticeably, with subtle changes accumulating over time. People have reported fewer nightmares, a more welcoming vibe for visitors, and a deep sense that they are shielding themselves from unseen woes. Rather than treating holy water like an ornament, Padre Pio insisted on weaving it into the everyday fabric of life, affirming that persistent usage amplifies its beneficial effects. Beyond the spiritual perspective, there's a psychological dimension at work too. Experts in religious studies and anthropology note that recurring sacred rituals help structure one's day, offering a sense of continuity and comfort amid life's complexities. The consistent act of sprinkling holy water, whether in the morning or before bed, serves as a gentle reminder of one's faith commitments. For many, it becomes a subtle form of mindfulness, directing thoughts toward divine presence and reinforcing a mindset of hope and resolve. Meanwhile, those who dismiss holy water as mere superstition risk overlooking the power of collective belief that has, over countless generations, shaped how communities approach challenges both tangible and intangible. In this introductory segment, we will delve into how the widespread misunderstanding, or underuse, of holy water stems from both lack of clear instruction and an underestimation of its potential. You will gain insights into why Padre Pio's words continue to resonate in modern times, why consistent blessings can have a cumulative impact on household harmony, and how a simple bottle of water can embody centuries of sacred tradition. By looking at both spiritual teachings and anecdotal evidence, we'll lay the groundwork for exploring 5 crucial oversights that undermine this sacramental's impact. Are you ready to discover how a small ritual can elevate the sanctity and serenity of your living space? Stay with us, for what follows may well reshape your perspective on one of the oldest yet most underestimated practices in Catholic devotion. The tradition surrounding holy water is closely tied to the idea of spiritual protection and the belief that physical objects can act as conduits for divine grace. To understand this thematic element, it helps to look back on a few historical milestones that brought wider awareness to the use of holy water across the centuries. In 1563, during the concluding phase of the Council of Trent, the Catholic Church underscored the importance of sacramentals, holy water among them, as part of everyday religious life. This official endorsement strengthened the habit of keeping small receptacles of holy water at home and in churches, a practice that continues to this day. Even so, in modern times, many people regard holy water merely as a decorative or symbolic item. According to informal surveys conducted in various parishes in 2021, roughly 65% of Catholics report possessing a bottle of holy water, yet only about 30% claim to use it regularly. This striking discrepancy suggests a gap between owning the sacramental and actually applying it in prayer or in daily routines. The question naturally arises: why would so many believers neglect a spiritual resource that the Church itself considers beneficial? Some theologians propose that the lack of practical guidance is partly to blame. Saint Padre Pio, canonized in 2002, frequently advised his followers to use holy water consistently and with genuine intent. For him, an occasional sprinkle was insufficient. Rather, he recommended incorporating its use into daily prayers, blessing bedrooms and communal areas, and especially ensuring that vulnerable family members receive its protection. Letters from the 1930s suggest that Padre Pio emphasized this habit as a way to reinforce personal faith and create a tangible sense of spiritual security in the home. Nonetheless, many people disregard that advice, resorting to holy water only on major feast days or in extreme moments of distress, and thus miss out on building a deeper spiritual connection. One central aspect of this thematic discussion is the relationship between the physical and the sacred. Water itself symbolizes life and renewal, and once blessed, it becomes a tangible expression of devotion. While no consensus exists in scientific circles regarding its impact, numerous individuals describe emotional and psychological benefits, such as reduced tension or a greater sense of calm within the family. One possible explanation lies in the symbolism of the act. When someone sprinkles a few drops of holy water and offers a short prayer, they effectively affirm their belief in a higher power, invoking renewed hope or comfort. Meanwhile, those who follow Padre Pio's recommendations attest to subtle yet steady changes in their households after adopting this daily practice. Some families claim that conflict lessened, household communication improved, and even concerns related to finances or health began to feel more manageable, attributing these positive developments to the conviction that divine grace accompanies the water wherever it is used. Clearly, no one is suggesting that holy water is a universal cure for life's difficulties, but its symbolic and devotional character can prompt individuals to seek deeper communion with their faith, thereby strengthening both spiritual bonds and emotional well-being. In short, the most prominent thematic thread here is how holy water acts as a bridge between the visible and the invisible. It boasts centuries of religious tradition, endorsed by significant church councils and invigorated by the teachings of saints like Padre Pio. Despite its popularity, the majority of people leave it tucked away on a shelf or in a cabinet, seldom reaping the full potential of renewal it represents. When approached and employed with genuine understanding, holy water becomes far more than a relic from the past. It evolves into a powerful, symbolic action that fuels faith and fosters harmony in any home. One significant concept that often arises when discussing holy water is its connection to personal discipline, a principle that goes beyond mere ritual to become a source of spiritual and emotional resilience. This second thematic element focuses on the power of intentional repetition, emphasizing how regular application of holy water can nurture both devotion and psychological well-being. By establishing a steady routine, individuals essentially create a framework for reflection, gratitude, and calm in the midst of everyday challenges. Many believers who consistently bless themselves or their surroundings note that the simple act of sprinkling holy water can transform ordinary moments into opportunities for contemplation. Instead of relying on extraordinary events to spark spiritual growth, these faithful recognize that faith often thrives in the mundane details of life. When you pause before leaving home each morning, for instance, and gently use holy water while saying a brief prayer, you affirm the idea that divine presence is not confined to places of worship alone. Rather, it becomes interwoven with daily endeavors, reinforcing the belief that the sacred is accessible at any time. Additionally, this ritualized approach has a distinct impact on mental health. Studies in the realm of religion and psychology suggest that consistent spiritual practices, whether meditation, prayer, or sacramental usage, promote resilience against stress. When participants engage in focused routines, they cultivate a sense of grounding and security that can mitigate feelings of anxiety. In a world where unexpected tensions arise with little warning, the knowledge that you have a comforting practice at hand can make a notable difference in maintaining emotional equilibrium. Holy water serves as a tangible reminder of faith, one that can bolster a believer's confidence in divine support and foster a feeling of inner stability. Curiously, the psychological dimension of this habit does not limit itself to solitary contemplation. Families who adopt shared customs, such as blessing their living spaces together, often discover that these collective moments encourage stronger bonds. By setting aside a bit of time to reflect on spirituality and sprinkle water in each room, they open a dialogue about hopes, difficulties, and gratefulness. This collaborative practice may serve as a buffer against unresolved tensions, giving relatives a chance to affirm each other's well-being and unify their intentions. At the heart of this second thematic element is the dynamic interplay between faith and routine. Some people worry that routinely using holy water might strip away its mystery, transforming a sacred gesture into a mindless habit. Yet paradoxically, the consistent repetition can intensify reverence, as long as the user engages with a sense of purpose. Rather than treating the sacramental as an empty token, individuals are encouraged to recenter their minds on the divine each time they use it, solidifying the link between their personal devotion and the reality of daily life. In short, the essence of this concept lies in how holy water can become an anchor for stability and unity. By deliberately incorporating it into morning rituals, family devotions, or even moments of uncertainty, believers forge a lifestyle that balances spiritual reverence with emotional comfort. Over time, this practice shapes an environment where faith thrives, fostering a steady mindset capable of confronting everyday worries with hope and resilience. A third thematic element frequently associated with holy water is its role in sustaining collective memory, an enduring link between generations that transcends individual families and geographical boundaries. Far from being a minor detail of religious practice, holy water carries stories, customs, and sentiments passed down through centuries of faith. This unbroken chain of tradition emerges each time a believer dips a fingertip into a font or sprinkles the water within a living space, symbolically uniting current worshippers with their ancestors who once performed the same humble act. In some regions, the handing down of a small receptacle from one generation to another serves as a tangible reminder of continuity. A grandmother may impart not only the container itself but also cherished anecdotes of family members finding solace or healing after using its blessed contents. Such personal narratives breathe life into doctrine, reminding younger relatives that there is a shared heritage behind each ordinary drop. Through these anecdotes, the simple act of blessing a threshold or child's bedroom becomes a cornerstone of mutual identity, rooted in the belief that loved ones from the past have already paved the way. At large-scale pilgrimages, the communal dimension of holy water stands out even more prominently. People from diverse backgrounds converge at sacred sites, often enduring long journeys or significant financial expense. When they arrive, they collect holy water from a revered spring or fountain, each participant bringing back a piece of that collective faith to their respective homes. Pilgrims frequently talk about feeling an unspoken fellowship with everyone else participating in the ritual, as though each is partaking in a shared tapestry of devotion. In this sense, holy water expands beyond a personal resource, evolving into a communal symbol of unity, binding countless individuals through a single focal point of reverence. Moreover, these traditions carry a subtle yet powerful educational function. Younger generations frequently learn the significance of holy water by observing the elders in their household carefully bless a dining table, a bedroom doorway, or the corners of a new home. Such repeated exposure introduces a nuanced understanding of devotion that transcends formal catechism, imparting a sense of belonging that is difficult to capture in books or lectures. Rather than viewing the practice as an empty routine, children often interpret it as an ongoing narrative of faith, handed down through real stories of perseverance and divine help. This interplay between demonstration and imitation allows cultural identity to evolve organically, ensuring that the symbolic potency of holy water remains intact. Crucially, the communal nature of this practice does not stop at the family threshold. Many parishes encourage parishioners to bring containers from home to be filled during special liturgical services, where the blessing of water is incorporated into the Massachusetts. The sight of numerous people gathering, each with their own vessel, powerfully illustrates the unifying thread that runs through Catholic tradition. It highlights the conviction that the faithful do not merely witness sacred rites, they actively participate, carrying that blessed element away with them to enrich everyday life. In essence, this third thematic element underscores how holy water functions as an enduring testament to shared identity and continuity. Through small gestures, pouring, sprinkling, or simply touching, participants engage with memories that reach back into history while also forging bonds that shape the future. By recognizing holy water as a collective heritage rather than a solitary routine, believers embrace a timeless devotion that sustains unity across multiple generations. It is this sense of communal belonging, strengthened by tangible links to the past, that continues to make holy water both a vessel of faith and a living emblem of tradition. A fourth thematic element often explored in discussions about holy water is its perceived capacity for personal transformation and renewal. While earlier considerations highlighted tradition, ritual discipline, and collective memory, this angle delves into how individuals can experience a deepened sense of self-awareness and emotional release through consistent interaction with a blessed substance. Far from being a mere decorative item or cultural ornament, holy water can serve as a symbolic catalyst for profound inner shifts in perspective. From an introspective standpoint, the practice of using holy water can propel individuals to confront hidden anxieties and mental clutter. Each time a believer sprinkles a few drops in a room or applies it to the forehead, there is an invitation to pause and reflect. This brief moment can become an opportunity to set aside impulsive worries, ruminations, or negative self-talk. In essence, holy water offers a physical reminder to break from habitual cycles of thought, encouraging a refreshed mindset that is open to grace, insight, or simple stillness. Although this does not guarantee an end to all fears or uncertainties, it can foster an atmosphere in which meaningful personal growth is more likely to emerge. In many spiritual traditions, water symbolizes cleansing and rebirth. When that water is blessed, people often interpret the act as a gesture aimed at purifying not only the environment but also one's personal outlook. By deliberately invoking this symbolism, individuals invite the possibility of recalibrating their attitudes. They may release long-standing grudges, unresolved anger, or nagging doubts. Even if change does not occur immediately, the repeated practice of using holy water can gradually chip away at emotional barriers. Many who embrace this perspective describe a subtle yet persistent improvement in how they handle disagreements or cope with stress, suggesting that transformation occurs in layers, one small ritual at a time. Additionally, holy water's role in personal metamorphosis can extend to shaping moral awareness. Some devout users see it as a tangible prompt to act with compassion, temperance, or patience. By blessing oneself with water before engaging in challenging tasks, like having a tough conversation or facing a difficult deadline, believers reaffirm ethical intentions and strengthen their resolve. This does not make anyone immune to missteps, but it helps maintain a mindful orientation that could otherwise be lost amid hectic schedules. Another noteworthy facet is how this process of renewal can amplify a person's sense of gratitude. When holy water is sprinkled around a dwelling, for instance, people may feel more appreciative of the sanctuary their home provides. By thanking the divine for shelter, nourishment, and everyday blessings, they cultivate a positive frame of mind that stands in contrast to common patterns of discontent. Over time, these displays of thankfulness can evolve into a steadfast habit, making the daily encounter with holy water an enduring source of emotional buoyancy. Finally, the capacity for transformation should not be seen as an obligation to experience dramatic, mystical events. Rather, it is about the subtle realignments of perspective that accumulate into meaningful change. By approaching holy water with an open heart and a willingness to examine one's conscience, a believer can transform small gestures into pathways of sincerity and self-betterment. Thus, holy water transitions from a traditional symbol into a potent instrument of growth, aligning spiritual aspirations with practical daily actions. Through continued engagement with this element, individuals are reminded that even the simplest rituals can spark new chapters of insight and inner peace. Throughout these segments, we have explored the multi-layered significance of holy water, discovering that it is far more than a long-standing custom or a simple ornament. We uncovered how it reinforces habits of faith, connects one generation to the next, and serves as a gentle tool for inner transformation. At the heart of it all stands Padre Pio's firm guidance. Holy water is not meant to remain on a shelf, forgotten and unused. It is intended to be woven into everyday routines, fostering an environment where grace and personal growth can flourish. Many people assume that the act of sprinkling blessed water is confined to solemn ceremonies or dire circumstances. Yet, as we've learned, consistent use can bring tangible benefits to emotional well-being, family unity, and spiritual focus. Whether you pray in the morning, bless a child's room before bedtime, or sprinkle a doorway to invite tranquility, these small gestures can accumulate into meaningful change. Even individuals who initially doubt its effectiveness often notice a shift in their household's mood once they incorporate the sacramental on a regular basis. Such experiences highlight the simple yet profound influence this sacred practice can have on day-to-day life. Despite misconceptions, holy water stands as a reminder that faith is not limited to formal worship. From the earliest church councils to the heartfelt testimonies of modern believers, the importance of sanctified water has echoed through history. Padre Pio, a revered figure famous for his spiritual wisdom, encouraged everyone to embrace the healing and protective power of holy water. His repeated emphasis on using it deliberately and continually has inspired countless people to look more deeply at their own habits, asking whether they truly value the divine gifts available to them. Consider this your personal invitation to take the next step. If you feel a pull to explore these teachings further and want to deepen your spiritual journey, we invite you to join our community of Padre Pio followers. By subscribing to our channel, you will find resources that delve into faith, devotion, and timeless wisdom. Don't forget to tap that like button if these insights resonated with you, and share this message with anyone who might need a guiding hand. When we spread this knowledge, we do more than exchange words, we help others discover practices that can bring calm, hope, and renewed perspective into their lives. In closing, remember that a few drops of holy water can be a profound reminder of the mysterious bond between the tangible and the sacred. As Padre Pio taught, even the most modest ritual can become a powerful anchor in uncertain times. May your home be a place of peace, your heart open to blessings, and your spirit eager to experience the grace that holy water can inspire.